get some music on, and I think we're about ready. Everyone's ready, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so we BRB.
I'm on fire. Oh, just like you never broke my heart, like you never said the words to worlds ever further apart. Go, life will never be the same, but I will keep on finding my way. I move on to get to my brighter day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show of HSL Productions, or HSL High School Star League's production of the 2016 spring semester of Hearthstone. It's L3D and Bloodspot going to be bringing you another week of show matches. Patfire versus MMT101, and I think they are already in, so what's going on?
Yeah. Doing pretty good. How are you been, Bird? Have you been watching LCS? Because I have not. Although I have heard what's happening with Forgiven, unfortunately. For those of you who don't know, he has to do mandatory Greek military service since he is Greek. So that's kind of getting in the way of him continuing on in his LCS career.
Agreed, and it's unfortunate that Forgiven might not be here anymore. I've talked about it already on Twitter, but that's beside the point. We're actually into the game. Let me see. Hold on, no, I don't need yours. I need yours.
Patfire. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. We're here. We have Warrior versus Mage coming up right now between the two. What do you think?
Looks like it's the... Well, it's Patron Warrior, but it's the version of Patron Warrior that includes the Raging Worgen one-turn kill combo. You know, Raging Worgen with Charge, with Inner Rage and Rampage. And because those cards also kind of synergize with Patrons and, you know, like the old charging Patrons and charging Brawling Berserkers you can have for lethal. Looks like with Patfire... I want to say he's playing Reno Mage, an archetype that's been slowly growing in popularity. I think a couple days ago, even Forsen was playing Reno Mage on his stream. Except this is the more slower version, you know, with Polymorph, Sylvanas, Echo. You know, Echo is like my favorite card, and I'm super sad that it won't be in Standard. I really wish it'll be in Standard.
But it can't be because, of course, it's from...
Yeah.
Is that Curse? No.
GG.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's unfortunate. Pilot is Shredder Grenade prop down. MMT doesn't know anything yet, but now he knows there's no mirror entity. So what is he facing up against? He doesn't know yet. He's thinking it's Freeze Mage, and then he sees Sylvanas, and it's like, what am I facing against? It's really hard to really guess what kind of mage this is, especially if you've been seeing the whole tempo Freeze Mage lineup, usually through the ladder. So really cool to see Patfire bring out something special for the show match.
Yeah, well now if he should be expecting with the no counterspell proc and no mirror entity proc, he should be expecting a duplicate right now, and even though that's a rather poor Shredder drop from the Shredder, this game in the value direction is at least heavily favored in Patfire's. Yeah, with 2 Sylvanas, 2 Belchers, and the Echo in hand, Patfire can just really just slowly grind the warrior out. I don't know how
MMT.
yeah, how MMT can, since Patfire has all the answers. He has BGH, he has Polymorph, you know, double Belchers to, prevent any sort of shenanigans with the Raging Worgen charge, and there's that Rampage. This is actually kind of how games usually go. They're slow enough where the Echo or the Value Mage player can set up, the duplicate on Sylvanas, or it doesn't even kill the Belcher, but that must hurt for MMT. Oh, and with the ice block up too, it's probably going to be super hard for MMT to actually finish off.
Actually having used one of the inner rages right there to try to do something and clear up some board. It's good at least to get one of the Echo on targets down, but turn 10 could be a really cool thing because you can see Sylvanas getting Echo McGee.
Oh yeah,
And it's looking like Patfire is just going to go for that play later on.
Yeah, Sylvanas Echo is a great play versus lower decks. It can literally solo them because, the duplicate on Sylvanas and then an Echo on Sylvanas. Most control decks can deal with 1, maybe 2 Sylvanases, but once you're reaching like 3 Sylvanases, he might even get 4 Sylvanases at this point.
Is it Sylvanases or Sylvanai? Have you ever? There's a lot of plurals, but we'll see. Alex Strauss is gonna go down. He's not gonna play around with this one. He's just gonna try to go face it. And now, Patfire, he has a lot of recursion. If anything, he still has the anti-heal bot, so he has tons, multitudinous. Any other SAT word? That's not really an SAT word. That's not even a word. But yes, he has a lot of ways to win out this game.
Yep, he has a big safety net. He has the ice block. He even has the Molten Echo for if he even gets popped. That's assuming that MMT can even clear the board.
He would need a brawl. Yep, he would have known something else, which, again, Grim Patron doesn't actually run, so that's unfortunate. He's just drawn out his deck now. He
needs to draw his executes,
oh.
which he doesn't.
He can clear. No, he can't even clear out.
He can't clear. He doesn't have charge. He doesn't have. GG.
It is a super GG coming out. MMT can clear up the 1-1 at 6 swap but then he loses to damage on board.
Yep. Oh, he can't even Sudoku himself. And there's even the Flame Strike to deal with the swarm of patrons. Yeah, the great thing about Reno Mage and Reno decks in general is that, well, since you're running 30 unique cards that basically fulfill different niches, when they draw well, it's like they're unstoppable. It's like Reno decks are unstoppable.
Right.
And that's part of the reasons that I like playing them, because each turn you have several different lines of play. You can plan ahead in advance. Just you know, keep in mind what's still in your deck. And it looks like MMT might be having some
Connection issues.
connection issues. Yep.
Yeah.
But that was a really fun game to watch, at least on my end. Control Mage is one of my favorite archetypes. You know, Freeze Mage, Echo Molten's Mage, and Reno Mage. I just love playing those types of decks, even though some people might be dance gaming at the thought of Freeze Mage being a fun deck to play.
I mean,
I
I
know
played
you
it in
are.
season 1. I mean, it's okay. I didn't like playing it, but it's a way to play. Whatever. I mean, I have more disdain of Warlocks and Murlocs and all that stuff and Zoo.
Murloc.
Even though I'm a Zoo player this season, so that's one. Can I relog? Yes, you can. Alright, let me go leave that. You might have to leave the spec mode for both players for now. Because I think MMT's running off a phone.
Me.
And we've had this problem actually. We'll relog both. We've had this problem, I think, during the season finals, the summer finals last year, where we were playing off an iPad or something, and like there's some weird connectivity issues when
Oh, yeah, even
you have that.
Patfire had connection issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something with phones and PCs trying to battle each other in Hearthstone, and then it just causes the whole thing to go kaboom. I know there's still the spectator bug, where if one person's playing on a PC and then another person's playing on like an iPad, and you're spectating the person on PC, you can't actually spectate the person on the iPad.
Why?
It won't let you.
Huh.
Yeah, like you can try to spectate
Oh.
them, and it says like the game you're trying to spectate has already been finished or something of that order. It's just it's really
It's weird. I
Yeah.
agree. And I actually now I remember why. Someone had an iPad and was trying to spectate their match, and you know, things happen. But it's okay, because it might have been my iPad. But anyway, we're here, the Paladin and Warrior. Patfire, read me on that Warrior.
Fatigue Warrior.
Maybe you're in that one. Wow. If Patfire wanted to grind out the series, this is the way you would go. I've actually seen this on ladder quite a bit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of annoying to really play against people.
Yeah, I mean, this deck, the point of this deck, or for Fatigue this Grinder Warrior, is basically to run through all 30 cards of your opponent's deck and kill them with Fatigue while you're sitting at a comfortable, like, 40 plus life total because of just the card. And then also includes Elise to help out in the control matchups.
Need Star Call just to be able to get you more legendaries, get more value per se. So that's a thing in the late game. So I like the idea. I just, when I'm doing my ladder climbs, like I'm doing one right now, I don't want to play super slow meta decks. But then again, it might be the most secured way. In the end, it doesn't totally matter, as we are seeing this game kind of develop. Secret Paladin, not really having any secrets, but gets a Keeper Alderman. That's a pretty good trade if he wants to do it for Acolyte Pain, but he could develop a Pilot Shredder instead.
Yeah, the question is, does he want to give up the attack on face and the Divine Shield for Pathfire to draw 2 cards, potentially? Or just, you know, develop the Shredder and...
I mean, he does have
You know.
Divine Favor, so that makes more sense.
Yeah,
Play it that way.
yeah, so that's another thing. He does have Divine Favor, so Pathfire drawing a ton is unknowingly playing into that. And
we'll
look, he saved the Keeper of Uldaman for this Death Lord.
He's gonna have to trade the Pilot Shredder into it, but gets a 2-2 heal and gets a anti-heal bot. Interesting to see, and everything's on their way.
Yeah, he runs Divine Favor and Antique Healbot in the same deck. I don't know
interesting.
what you think of that.
It's interesting. It is a definite mis-synergy, I would say. Secret Keeper is aboard. No Secret Maker in hand, but could even develop a Loatheb. It's actually going to go do that as well. probably not the best of turns, but then again, MMT's game plan is we need to waste up all of our cards so we can draw so much more.
Yep.
I can take the hit.
Shield maining going to be going down, and we're going to be seeing some of the armor come out. We're going to be able to just fatigue out more, as you were saying before.
Oh my god, he has Reno. Is this really Reno Warrior?
Yeah, but it seems to make sense, although he had 2 shell slams, so it's kind of weird.
I guess it's a good fatigue card, like once, you know, both players are out of cards in their decks.
Uh-huh.
You play Reno, you know, to get that sick value.
When you're already taking up for 4, so you're probably at 40 armor. Yeah, maybe. You know, extra 40 health is pretty good.
Yeah, although Patfire had the BG8, she kind of wants a... What?
Although Patfire had the BG8s to clear out the board, the board's still pretty menacing. And a Sacred Trial is about to be about.
Sacred Trial, I remember the, What do I want to say? The play testing or the theory crafting about Sacred Trial. It was first spoiled.
Oh,
I
you forgot
think-
1 damage.
Oh
Do it.
yeah, you could have played the Repentance first to buff up the Secret Keeper, but oh, there's that brawl that he needed. But Sacred Trial was pretty much only a counter versus Dr. Boom if they already have a minion on the board, because then when Sacred Trial pops, it actually kills Dr. Boom, even though Dr. Boom's battle cry spawns minions.
Right.
It's pretty weird.
That's because Dr. Boom is recognized as the last minion, and when you have 4, right? Sacred Trial.
Yeah, it's just the way order is set up in Hearthstone. It's battle cries happen first,
and then, your
the
minion.
minion.
Right.
It's why you get interactions like say you Blackwing Corruptor, a Mad Scientist. And...
That is a full tree of secrets. Sacred Trial is already bound, so he has literally every secret in the book. This is like...
Except for Iron.
Sorry. Right. This is a standard list, pretty much?
No,
Oh, no,
this
because
is
Avenge.
not standard.
Because of Avenge.
But most lists have... They don't have Sacred Trial.
Oh, Strider. Keep going. Sorry.
Also, most lists have cut out Repentance.
Uh-huh.
The 1 mana...
I meant to say standard as in the new format, but it's not because there's
no.
3 cards.
Yeah, there's Creeper, there's Avenge, there's Shredder. Let's see if Kit Kats is lying or not when he said that Armorsmith always wins.
Definitely lied.
He lied!
Get an Avenge onto the Haunted Creeper as well, so this clear coming up from Patfire actually is pretty bad.
Yeah, he can't actually...
Oh my gosh, he can't even clear that.
I mean, with the second Noble Sacrifice out, means that he couldn't hit the Haunted Creeper anyways, but the Whirlwind Deathbite does get rid of, you know, the Frostwolf Grunt and the 2/1/1s, so that he only gets the smallest value out of competitive secret, or, excuse me, competitive spirit.
Right.
It is a competitive secret, though.
Competitive in the way that there is going to be aggression towards Patfire. He's going to be pretty close to lethal, but unfortunately, is that going to be enough? No,
I don't.
right?
I don't think so.
He's going to be putting on the Avenge, and he's going to still try to go for this win. Second Brawl is going to say otherwise, but I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be rich.
He needs to draw an Execute, though. I don't think he's drawn an Execute, has he? No, he hasn't.
He hasn't.
Well played.
Do you have the artifact?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Patfire runs 2 Executes.
I would think so, but we'll see.
Yep. He didn't draw any Executes this game, and he runs 2 Executes. Well, that's one of the issues of running Reno while having duplicates within your deck, is that sometimes you don't draw the duplicate copy, so Reno doesn't activate. Poor Patfire. Like, if the Reno was active.
That's totally awkward. Yeah, it's unfortunate because he was running 2 shield slams, he was running 2, I guess 2 executes as well, so that kind of hurts. Unfortunate for that, we're going to see this warrior yet again. Probably going to be facing a Zoo type. MMT has been kind of favoring the aggression.
Yeah,
It is
looks
going to
like
be
it's
more
Demon
Reno-ish.
Zoo.
Or Xeno. Or Demon, sorry.
Yep, looks like it's Demon Zoo, and I don't think Patfire should have revealed the Reno. Oh wait, looks like it's Demon Reno lock. Oh, So since Demons, I think Amnesiac was the first person who actually seriously considered putting Sense Demons in a Warlock deck, and ooh, this looks like a fusion of Amnesiac's list and Trump's Zoo-like Reno lock. So yeah, Sense Demons is good for, especially if you run like few demons, like only Mal'Ganis and Jiraxis, and say Doomguard. It's really good for getting those into your hand when you have a Void Caller out. A Void Caller is the 4 mana, 3/4 Death Rattle. Put a demon from your hand out on the battlefield.
And it was in the hand before, got mulligan now. We'll see how MMT is going to kind of go through this. Could go for the Sense Demon this turn. Could want to possibly tier it, curl out this Armor Smith. Just going to use the Dark Monger to clean that one out. Probably draw it up another card.
Yeah, I would have tapped first if he was planning to tap anyways, just in case. Oh, looks like it wouldn't have mattered.
You always want to tap first. If you're going to action, it's going to be the draw. Second Armor Smith is going to go down, and we're at 7 armor. Ready for Patfire? I mean, Patfire last game was at like 6 armor, so he was pretty secured. And this one, he's still pretty secured. We could go for... Would you tap first and then Sense Demons if you're going to go for that play?
I want to get the Imp Gang boss out, since it's a very good card with the Armor Smith out. I mean, we see that there's a Death Spite out, but the Death Spite's the only real counter that Warrior has versus Imp Gang boss. Otherwise, it's a very, very effective card.
Definitely true, and Mortal Coil plus a tap could be really good. Could actually see Void Caller come down, or Twilight Drake. Twilight Drake goes down, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, there's a ton of demons. Like, a metric ton of demons right now.
Like, all the demons. Like, literally every single demon.
I don't know the 6/8, whatever it's called, the Felguard demon. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be there.
Guard. I don't think Void Crusher is gonna be there.
No. The one that Wrathguard?
Yeah,
right?
Felguard.
Felguard. Yeah.
Yep.
But
there are a bunch of other demons in the deck.
Yeah, and we do see Thorson actually dropped up, or drawn up for MMT, so he has a pretty good play to start this one up. And
the power overwhelming lets him clear off the opposing 5/5.
I mean, I guess that's a little bit safer, truthfully. Patfire could just go for the trade and then could have gone for like an execute. He's gonna go for the shield slam onto the Emperor Thorson. Can be able to clear that on out, no problem. And go more armor. 43 health to 20. Sounds like a warrior game.
Well, he can cut down 15 of that health with Alexstrasza this turn because of the Emperor. And I think that's probably like the best play.
He's gonna hope he doesn't have an execute to play it out, which of course Patfire will have, or BGH drawn at the top.
I've got the beast in my
Yeah,
state.
Patfire has the plethora of options to deal with Alexstrasza.
He is running out of cards, so it's kinda scary where it's at. Bane of Doom.
Bane of Doom, which is a Bane of Big Game Hunter.
Ooh, that's actually really good too.
Yeah, he could actually play his Void Terror on that. Get out another one of his demons and get a huge Void Terror. How much would that be? It'd be a 6/7.
I guess we're tap instead.
I'd still like to play the Void Terror here.
Yeah.
He doesn't even play the Void Terror.
I mean, you can't go around the execute that might come out later on, but you want to get all these answers down. Oh, Rena Jackson's going to be drawn in. He does have the shield slam in hand, so he has pretty much every duplicate because he has double brawl, double execute. Could go for Reno right now.
Gonna be rich.
I think, does he have double
He should-
shield
he should-
block?
Yeah. No.
Oh, no, he gets the Reno value.
No. So you should be fine. I just don't know if you wanted to do anything else. And it's looking like Patfire has gained control of this game. But there's still many cards abound. Dread Inferno, Dr. Boom. I mean, what are your pick of your chosen? Excellent to develop Dr. Boom first before you.
I actually would have played the Twilight Drake
Yeah.
into Dr. Boom, but maybe he doesn't want to play the Twilight Drake. He just wants to tap instead. In which case, I would have tapped first, just in case.
It is so important. If you're tapping, you know you're going to be tapping. You want to do that first, usually.
Speak to me.
And it's looking pretty grim at the moment. We have 43 health again. Patfire is gaining some health for some reason. He's gonna kind of rocket in, and he's gonna actually go straight in for the phase.
MMT, yeah, he was at a pretty low health. I didn't realize how low MMT was. Ooh, an
Double
Acolyte
bash.
tanking up. Nope, only one bash. Although he does have the answer for...
So he has the answer for Dr. Boom coming up. He doesn't have the answer for this taunt up. He could go for the Shadow Flame Blade, which is actually really nice.
Oh,
But-
he should have played the Twilight Drake first. Rip that one health on the Twilight Drake.
Sequencing errors abound. Would you consider actually
My shield
Shadow Flame in
for
this turn? I guess not for
No, I
MT's
mean,
sake.
there's nothing. I think having the taunt up is more valuable as like a buffer to your health pool instead of Shadow Flaming, because this board isn't really scary. Like an Alexstrasza's scary, Dr. Boom's scary. Oh, this brawl could decide who wins. Like,
If 9-9 or the 4-10 or 5-10 stays alive, that's going to be the only way to win. It's just going to be enough. No, it will not.
oh, and
But-
he has lethal with the Fiery War Axe and the bash.
Ah. Warrior plays the Warrior days. It is going to be Patfire winning up the third game of the series. That's the 5 show match. Patfire, he played it calm, cool, collected, and he got himself a pretty easy win. On the other hand, we saw so many good draws from MMT. It just, I don't know, sequencing was a big thing, but the luck
I
in
think
the
he
end.
also should have been more, I guess, proactive.
Yeah.
Like the one turn where he got Bane of Doom on the, and then he got a Void Caller out. He should have, instead of, I think, playing nothing, he should have played the Void Terror, get that 6/7 plus another demon out, which
Could have
apparently
been
was
like
Doom
Doomguard or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That would have, let him get initiative on the board and, force Patfire to deal with it. Because
Actually-
even though you're Demon Reno lock, and you're facing this Reno Fatigue Warrior, you still gotta put pressure on him because you gotta win somehow. And it's not gonna be a Fatigue, because he's gonna beat you there.
Yeah, and the control was just way too immense. I was gonna say the other play I would have thought about would put down the other Void Collar, then go for Taunt. Forget the actual Void State. I think the Shield Mating was on there, and then the 4-1 Death Fight. But in the end, C'est la vie, MNT, he's on his last hope. He's going back to the Warrior.
Yeah. Patron traditionally has a good matchup versus Druid. You just make a bunch of patrons turn 5 and they usually can't deal with it. And that's pretty much how the matchup goes. Otherwise the Druid kind of beats out the patron. Oh, it looks like MMT decides to keep the Worgen charge combo in his hand.
Interesting play. As Patfire looks to be a little bit more aggressive, at least in the start out with the living roots. I guess if you want to say uprooted, but more aggressive with the 1-1 saplings. There you go.
How can you say they're aggressive? Look at how cute they are with their like ghost white eyes and that creepy smile.
They look like that dog face I just put in the chat room. I don't know. I never actually looked at the artwork, and I was like, why do they have that really gullible face? Blizzard, please, so cute. So wow, much dog. Anywho, kicked it and everything inbound. We do have a pretty good ramp starting up for Patfire, so that's gonna be scary. MMT.
Although Raging Worgen is a pretty good card on this board, like how's Patfire going to deal with it? He doesn't have any removal in hand, and if he plays the Azure Drake, then the Raging Worgen can just... He doesn't play it! This is one thing I've noticed among high school Star League players. I mean, I'm not saying you guys are bad. That's not what I'm saying. But you guys need to be a bit more proactive. Like, just throw stuff out on the board. Like, force your opponent to react to you. Don't react to your opponent. It's this concept is called tempo. You know, like the famous tempo storm. And in this case, Patfire has a bunch of tempo.
Is it because you work for Tempo Storm? Are you legendary yet? What's going on?
Legendary? No.
No, not in that sense. I meant in Tempo Storm value.
Oh yes. I am legendary with a legendary jersey and legendary articles that are on the legendary website, tempostore.com. And remember, get 10% off your legendary prices with the code TEMPO.
Hashtag sellout. Anywho, we are kind of back into this game. We agree, or I agree definitely about MMT not trying to play for the board. You need to have that pressure to actually do something into the game. Because right now, what does Patfire have? He has 2 Azure Drakes plus 2 Saprolings at 21 health is his opponent. He has such value in his actual play. Could even go for a wrap to draw a card on this Acolyte of Pain if he really wanted to.
I just dropped the... this is such a...
Because he's not been playing cards, right?
Yeah, he's trying to mill out MMT. So he's going to mill him out with 3 cards. I mean, I think he's milled Loot Hoarder, the Slam, and he's gonna mill 1 more card. Inner Rage. Inner Rage is decent. Card to get removed. That's like 1 less patron or 2 less patron underneath a Whirlwind effect. And less damage with a Raging Worgen charge combo. Oh, he used both his Inner Rages. There's now no way for MMT to actually activate Raging Worgen outside of Whirlwind effects.
So we were talking about it for everything beforehand. Raging Worgen never played out because he couldn't try to grab tempo. Now at the end, he was looking for that win with the secret Raging Worgen kind of tech. Uses up all the combo. It's how tempo is easily lost, and when you lose tempo and you're at this point,
yeah,
you can't really
in this
do much.
matchup, in fact, a lot of matchups versus Druid, it's all about tempo and board control, and especially Patron. Ever since back in its old 1-turn kill combo days with the Broken Warsong Commander, and even now, it's all about having board control over the Druid and forcing the Druid to react to you. Like, playing the Raging Worgen on turn 3, Patfire couldn't have dealt with it. He would have dropped the Azure Drake, and then he would have gotten an insane trade off the Azure Drake and because you bounce the Raging Worgen off the Saplings, it gets +1 attack and Wind Fury, and then it trades into the Azure Drake, and you basically cleared out the board. But with the Boom Bots and Dr. Boom and no second execute, looks like MMT can't really survive from our favorite family physician. He does his best to gain a little bit of armor and make a sizable Frothing Berserker, but that's too little, too late.
Gonna upgrade this Agent of War. Yeah, he is. Doesn't matter in the end. MMT going down 1-3. Congrats to Patfire12345 for winning out this best of 5 show match. It's really cool to see Patfire coming back again, winning out. And MMT, I mean, he showed up what he showed up in that second game, but unfortunately, some of the decision making really left the question, like, how is he really going to actually come back into this game? It was really hard for MMT to even have a semblance of just any control of this game.
Yeah, it was just like I said before, the matchup's all about board control, and MMT never had it. And when you're behind on board versus a druid, that's often the beginning of the end for you. You know, even if Patfire didn't run combo, just MMT being so reactive as a deck that wants to be proactive just kind of sealed the game for Patfire. Like being proactive, you know, just throwing stuff on the board and making your opponent have to react is kind of a good thing, because if your opponent's spending mana to deal with your threats, that's mana they're not spending to develop their own threats. And this is kind of a concept that is kind of difficult for even, you know, intermediate and advanced CCG players, like this tempo concept, to like actually what do I want to say, implement in games. Like it took me a while, like years of playing MTG before I actually fully grasped what tempo actually means. So it's not saying, so it's not anything bad if you know, don't really understand. Or but I mean, in Hearthstone, like things are a lot more straightforward in terms of tempo. Like if you play, like playing Knife Juggler on 2 and your opponent Frostbolts it, even though technically both of you spent a card and the board state's now empty, you have the tempo advantage because the board's empty on your turn and you can develop threats before your opponent does. And this sort of board advantage and initiative is kind of something that's like a really high level concept, and you could really see it when like when you see top tier players like Show or Life Coach play. Sometimes they just, like, I think MMT was keeping the Raging Worgen because he had the charge in hand, so he wanted to, you know, big old wombo combo with the one-turn kill. But throwing out parts of your combo as just basically tempo pieces to keep the board is a win condition in and of itself. Like I said before in the earlier matches, you need to win somehow. Like, you need to make a game plan for winning, and you need to kind of stick to that plan or make changes to it when necessary. So basically, stalling out for too long, if your deck isn't really made for that, like if your deck isn't Fatigue Warrior with Reno in it, and, you know, just hoarding all the combo pieces in hand but not developing stuff on board to actually put your opponent to a manageable life total where you can actually combo them down, is not a good winning strategy. So sometimes to win, you have to take risks. And this is especially true in all card games. Hearthstone, MTG, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. You gotta sometimes go out on a limb, because when you get rewarded for your opponent, you know, not having the answer or not being able to outplay you, then you can steal games that you weren't supposed to win, or win unfavorable matchups. But if you just stay really reactive, really conservative in your plays, you know, not developing much, oftentimes you will lose games that you could have won.
And that is always a thing that every Hearthstone player, even technically in life values, you might need to really evaluate, because sometimes the gamble is the best way to actually get ahead. And in this case, MMT couldn't really make that gamble, and unfortunately cost him his match. And sage words from the ever so encumbered Salah King Blitzbot. Anyway, we do have a closing to give. I want to thank everybody out there who watched on the HS Star League. Definitely follow all of our social media. HS Star League, you'll usually find us on there. And then also our special awesome sponsors like Twitch, Newegg, Blizzard, MSI, Rockat, Jinx, and Loot Crate for sponsoring out this cast. Again, that's my solo plug. What is your solo plug? I mean, what would you like to say for this end of this day? But what's going on with you at the end of
Well, for those of you who don't know that much about me, Blitzbot V2, I write for ESL, Temple Storm, and Vicious Syndicate. I'm also a freelance caster, now a regular caster on Tuesday Night Hype, and kind of looking forward to cast in other places. Like, I'm kind of a backup caster for Esports Arena. You know that venue, Bird? Or have you...
Yeah, it's a really cool venue. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that place, and they have me on like the back burner in terms of casting there. They generally put their own people before putting me, but they sometimes let me cast. And well, you can find me on Twitter as BlitzbotV2, and that's where I often post news about articles that I write or things where I'm about to cast.
I was about to say, Esports Arena, the only thing I remember about them is Hearthstone and Chill, but it's cool. I think there's many
That's
other
right, of a show.
amazing things from Esports Arena. I forgot to mention the plug for YouTube, youtube.com/highschoolstarleague. Again, tomorrow we'll have some more HSL action for the 2016 spring semester of Hearthstone. We'll get you guys back in tomorrow. Again, it has been L3RD. You can always follow me on Twitter at L3RD. And we will see you guys later for the next time.
See you later, everyone. Okay, that was